Hey, how's it going? This is my show. No, I'm totally just kidding. What if that was the actual show of me just acting all awkward? I think that would be a pretty lame show. Anyways, welcome to the first episode of Gaming Galore, or GG. That means Good Games Awful. Anyways, yeah, so basically what the show will be about is, are you tired of always having to search multiple gaming sites just to get all your latest and greatest gaming news? Well, look no further, because now I'll be bringing you the latest and greatest every week with this video series. I'll be mainly focusing on Nintendo and Microsoft gaming news, but I'll still be announcing any other type of gaming news as well if they're huge announcements, like, you know, like Sony announcing a new console, or just any company that will bring a huge impact on the gaming industry, I'll be talking about as well. If you've been following Nintendo lately, then you'll notice that they had their Nintendo Direct conference on Wednesday. And let me just say, they blew minds. They blew all the minds of all the people. Multiple times. I'm still trying to find all the pieces to my mind today. That was 2 days ago. So, you know, when the Wii U first came out, I was really skeptical about just the whole system in general, how it was just a Wii upgrade. In terms of hardware, it's finally meeting the standards of 360 and PS3, and they haven't even unveiled their next console yet. So I was really skeptical of the whole system in general. Even at launch, I was still like, you know, it's really nothing that special. But that changed on Wednesday when Nintendo announced all these awesome games for it. Let's talk about all the games that they announced. First, they announced a new Yoshi game. We haven't seen a new Yoshi game since 1998. If you've seen the trailer, you'll notice that it has the art style of Kirby's Epic Yarn. That's because the makers of this game are collaborating with the makers of that game, and also the director of Yoshi's Story. So it's going to be a pretty awesome game. I'm really excited to see what it's going to be about. And of course, when I find more information about it, you guys will be the first to know. The next game was a crossover between Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei. Now personally, I haven't really played either of those games, but this game might change my mind, because this game looks awesome. This is a huge step from Nintendo because this is the first time they've really crossed over their series into another non-Nintendo series. And I'm just really excited to see what this game's all about. Another announcement was at E3 this year, there's going to be a new 3D Mario, a Mario Kart, and finally, Smash Bros. 4 gameplay. Say what? I know a lot of people have been waiting for this game for the longest time, and to finally see gameplay unveiled at E3, it's just going to be really awesome, and I'm really excited to see what it's all about, because Super Smash Bros. Brawl was undoubtedly one of the best games for the Wii. You know, it had all the Nintendo characters, stages, content, even Wi-Fi, and although the Wi-Fi sucked, the fact that it still had Wi-Fi was pretty sweet. And finally, and my favorite announcement was, not one, but 2 Zelda games are coming out. Yo! That's right, 2 Zelda games. As a Zelda fanboy, this is pretty awesome news for me. The first was an announcement by Eiji Aonuma himself about a brand new Zelda game in development. Now, he didn't talk about much about the game, besides the fact that it's going to be going back to original roots, and that they're looking for a new artistic art style for it. Speaking of artistic appeal, Nintendo also announced that they're going to be having a Wind Waker HD remake for the Wii U coming out this August. Now, Wind Waker was my all-time favorite Zelda game, and one of my all-time favorite video games. And to see this game re-released this August, I am more than ecstatic about it. Just look at the artwork. It is truly a masterpiece. Like, I'm already excited for it. Now, I know on some gaming boards and Reddit, some people are complaining that it's losing the cel-shaded graphic appeal, but I can still see some of it, and even if it does lose some of it, that's truly just beautiful. So yeah, Nintendo definitely blew minds this week at the Nintendo Direct conference, and I'm really excited to see what the Wii U is going to be about now that they have all these awesome games heading its way. On some sadder news though, Atari, the company that helped modernize what the video game industry is today, is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, as a retro gamer, this is pretty sad news to me because, you know, they bought games like Pong and Asteroids and Centipede, and the Atari 2600, which helped revolutionize the video game console system to what it is today. And to see this game go under bankruptcy, I just hope that if a company does end up buying their assets, that they treat the logo with respect. Because the one thing I would hate to see is if a future gaming company bought the Atari logo and then just completely butchered it with horrible game releases and using the logo. That would just be complete disrespect, I would think, and I hope that doesn't happen to that company. But back to Zelda news, if you're a huge Zelda fan like me, then you'll know that next week an English print of Hyrule Historia is coming out. this is the book that we've all been waiting for, because it's going to talk about the timeline, it's going to talk about, you know, what went into making every single game, concept art, you know, a full story description of every Zelda game too. I am just really excited for this. Because not only is it going to talk about the Zelda timeline, but it's also going to feature concept art and a full description of the story and what went making to these games. And I'm so excited to read what went making all these wonderful games. And I can already tell you that next week's video, I will be talking about Hyrule Historia and the content in that book. And who knows, maybe we can have a discussion about it in later videos. Now this will be the part in the video where I would answer a viewer question, but since this is the first episode, I haven't really gotten any yet. So hopefully in the next few episodes, I'll start getting some questions, and we can talk about what's on your mind, or if I miss some gaming news, you can tell me to talk about it, and I'll gladly talk about it. You know, just whatever you want. Well, that's all the news I have for the week. Thank you for watching my first episode of Gaming Galore, or otherwise known as GG. And hopefully I'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for tuning in.